Welcome to the latest update on the Middle East conflict. Let's dive into the most pressing events happening right now. On June 23rd, the Houthis launched a likely drone attack that damaged the Liberian-flagged, Greek-owned bulk cargo carrier, MV Transworld Navigator in the Red Sea. U.S. CENTCOM reported that the Houthis launched a suspected uncrewed aerial system targeting the Transworld Navigator. The crew reported minor injuries, and the vessel sustained moderate damage. The ship continued to travel to its port of call. This recent attack marks the fourth Houthi attack targeting commercial vessels in the region, demonstrating the Houthis' continued efforts to disrupt maritime traffic and exert pressure on international shipping routes. On June 24th, Palestinian militias conducted at least 7 indirect fire attacks from the Gaza Strip targeting southern Israel. The PIJ targeted 5 Israeli towns with rockets, and Palestinian fighters also targeted 2 IDF sites near the Gaza Strip, Israel. The IDF air defense intercepted 2 separate rocket barrages fired from Rafah and the northern Gaza Strip. This escalation complicates ongoing peace negotiations, with both sides maintaining rigid stances. Israeli air defenses have been on high alert, responding swiftly to these attacks. The increased frequency and intensity of these attacks indicate heightened tensions in the region. The axis of resistance is signaling that it would expand fighting if Israel launched a major offensive into Lebanon. Iranian-backed Iraqi and Lebanese officials claimed that thousands of Iranian-backed fighters would join Lebanese Hezbollah if war erupted between Israel and Lebanon. 2 Iraqi officials said that some Iraqi advisors are already in Lebanon to support Hezbollah. A Lebanese official said that fighters from Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Yemen would come to Lebanon to join the war against Israel. This potential escalation follows the IDF's operational plans for a military offensive into Lebanon, announced on June 18th. Hamas is rebuilding its weapons production capacity in the Gaza Strip as part of a larger effort to reconstitute its military forces. An Israeli military correspondent reported on June 24th that Hamas is establishing small weapons manufacturing sites across the Gaza Strip to replenish its stockpiles of military equipment and weapons. The replenishment of these resources is a key component of the reconstitution of a military force. The IDF is trying to disrupt Hamas's reconstruction efforts by targeting relevant Hamas officials. On June 23rd, the IDF conducted an airstrike, killing a Hamas weapons production specialist in Gaza City. Hamas is planning to relocate its political leadership to Baghdad amid increasing pressure from Western countries, and Qatar for Hamas to show greater flexibility in ceasefire negotiations with Israel. Sources claimed that the Iraqi federal government approved in May 2024 a Hamas plan to relocate to Baghdad. The sources said that Iraqi and Iranian government officials discussed the plan with Hamas Political Bureau Chairman Ismail Haniyeh. The sources also said that Iran will be responsible for protecting Hamas leaders and assets in Iraq. This relocation indicates a strategic shift, potentially impacting regional dynamics and the balance of power. On June 23rd, PIJ detonated improvised explosive devices in Bat Hefer, an Israeli town west of Tulkarm. The Israeli military reported that 2 explosions occurred about 60 meters from the border wall. The IED attack follows a recent uptick in Palestinian attacks from Tulkarm into Bat Hefer. Palestinian fighters claimed 7 attacks targeting Bat Hefer in April and May 2024. Israeli forces detained several Palestinian workers trying to cross from Tulkarm into Bat Hefer on June 24th. This ongoing conflict has resulted in multiple engagements, with Israeli forces detaining 14 wanted individuals and confiscated weapons across the West Bank on June 24th. Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei met with senior judiciary officials on June 22nd, calling the presidential election programming good, but cautioning candidates to avoid using hostile words. He warned candidates not to make statements that make the enemy happy. Khamenei is possibly referring to reformist candidate Masoud Pezeshkian, who has condemned the harsh treatment of women during his campaign. On June 24th, Iran hosted 40 foreign delegations at the Asian Cooperation Dialogue Forum's 19th session in Tehran, with delegations from China, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, Qatar, and Russia. Discussions focused on restoring diplomatic relations and regional cooperation.